I bet you love running your pet business, but it's probably everything that doesn't relate to money management, like creating sales goals, making a budget, tracking your cash flow, and making financial decisions. Most pet professionals I meet do not love sitting down to tackle these things. They would much rather be planning events, working on their marketing, or helping customers. But strong money management will allow your business to thrive no matter what the economy throws at you. In this video, I break down these 4 key areas of money management to help you release any anxiety or overwhelm about getting a handle on your business finances. I'm Candace, the founder and CEO of Pet Boss Nation, where I educate and inspire pet business owners to gain control of their business so that they find freedom in their life again and get a good night's sleep most of all. So before I dive into the details of sales goals, budgeting, cash flow, and decision making, I want you to download my free guide in the description below to help you grow your pet business no matter what stage of business you're in. An important piece to running a business is having some sales goals. Simple as that. You know you should, but you don't know how to make them. And sometimes it's just a guess. So really don't put too much pressure on yourself to get these sales goals made. And like any goal, it's a desired achievement for the future and what you are going to work towards. Wouldn't it be amazing to know exactly the number that you want to hit in sales on, let's say, March 26th? That's my birthday. That's why I picked that day. What's so great about sales goals is that it gives you something to work towards and it gives your team something to work towards. It allows us to be more proactive in our selling approach with customers, and it gives us something to celebrate when we hit and achieve the goal. So whether you're just getting started or have some financial history to look back at, here are some tips on how to make sales goals. So if you're just starting out and you don't have any history, I want you to just estimate what you think an average sale in your business will be. I want you to multiply that by how many people you think will visit your business on a given day. That number, whether it's the average sale, but certainly the number of people that you'll see, will increase over time as more people discover your business and you begin seeing more repeat business. So let's just think first on a daily basis. Look at a typical day and what you think that might be. Then determine what days of the week you're going to be open. Some of these days will be better than other days. Just take a guess at it. This will give you your weekly sales total. Then multiply that by 4, and now you have a starting monthly sales goal. And as your business grows over the year, so will your numbers. So make slight tweaks and adjustments throughout the year. And if you're unsure kind of even where to start, look at how many people are going in and out of businesses where you want to open. Talk to other pet professionals in the industry. But know that every business has a different average sale and different traffic. So all we want you to do here is make the best educated guess for your potential business. Then once you open, you can easily make adjustments to your average sale and the number of people coming in, which will then help better guide you. So in the beginning, it's just your best guess using any trade information you can figure out, tapping into groups like Pet Boss Nation, or joining us in the Pet Boss Club. Now, if you have financial history to back it up, then let's log into your point of sale system or any ledger you keep them in, or your QuickBooks. Now here's where we get to dive into those revenue numbers in your point of sale system. You look at the whole month or week by week. Now as we think about the future in making sales goals, so we are taking our old numbers that are proven numbers and we're going to raise them by 10% to create some new sales goals over the year ahead. And if you can get that double-digit increase to 10%, that's great. And if you're early on in your business, you might even start seeing a bigger increase, like 15%, even 20 or 30%, because more customers are finding you and you are getting better at running your business. But a good rule of thumb is to anticipate a 10% push for yourself. Now, maybe you've been really pushing on your marketing efforts and you are seeing lots of new customers, or you've improved your selling skills. Then go ahead and bump up your potential sales by 15% versus last year. It's also good to just look at how you've been performing even the previous month and in the last quarter versus going a whole year behind. Now, even though I said you could jump 30%, that's for some extreme situation. And I don't recommend you going much higher than the 15 because I really want these goals for you and your team to be achievable. Slightly a stretch goal that might push you, but we don't want them too high, and because that will discourage you and your team. Now, review your sales goals weekly and decide if it's time to still keep them or if you should raise the goal. And there might be some departments that you need to really dive into to make some adjustments to your future plans. Now, there might be some departments that you really need to dive into that could impact your sales goals, like if you switched from having groomers to doing self-wash, or if you expanded your raw food selection and added freezers but had to take away the collar department. All of them have different dollar values and purchase frequencies, so there will be differences from year to year there. So take that into consideration if you've made changes. And if you've raised prices at some point through the year, then you will likely already be higher anyway from your previous year. So take that into consideration too when determining your sales goals. Go ahead and add those price increases back into the months that you didn't have them, and then add the 10%. I know that making sales goals can feel overwhelming, but make yourself a spreadsheet, start tracking what's happening. And when you start using the Pet Boss daily and monthly stat tracker that we provide to clients moving forward, you will now have this history of all kinds of information that will be useful to you to guide you in this process moving forward. The next critical piece to money management is budgeting. Budgeting is kind of giving ourselves a roadmap, a plan, some structure so that we don't overspend in different categories, whether it's on supplies or inventory or payroll. This budget is forecasting in advance what we anticipate to spend and gives us some parameters so that we can hopefully hold ourselves accountable to staying within our financial means. But it's so hard, right? Why is it that some people are so good about following a budget and some of us aren't? You know, myself included. I have had a hard time budgeting, and I like it when people can give it to me and plan it for me and help me follow it. I think it's because we feel controlled by that budget. Like we aren't allowed to make decisions. It's restricting us. But the reality is that it really does set us free. That financial success will set us free and give us more freedom to buy more stuff. So here's some tips on getting started with your budgeting. All right, you've probably heard me talk about this break-even tracker that we have, which is really, we want you to know where you need to be to break even so that you can at least pay all your expenses. So we're gonna look at the whole year and divide by 12 so that we get that monthly break even. I want you to think of expenses like your rent, utilities, Wi-Fi, cell phone, your projected payroll. And then I want you to go into those specific months where you know that you might have to buy more merchandise depending on the season, or maybe there's some special fees for different events that you're participating in. Really reflect on what you've spent in the past on all those expenses. And if you have an accounting software like QuickBooks that's been tracking all this information by expense category, then this is going to be easy for you to project and anticipate what's to come ahead. Make adjustments where you need to, and just remember that this is really just a guide. It doesn't have to be reality, right? It doesn't have to restrict you. It's a close guess that allows you to measure reality against what you thought it would be, and it really can help empower you to make better financial decisions. Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed about money in general in your business, it's probably because your money management is really missing some cash flow management. So next, I want to talk about tracking the cash flow. I hear a lot sometimes from pet professionals that they just can't get a grasp on cash flow. They don't know where all their money is going. They stand in their shop, they walk the dogs, and they know the money's coming in, but just as fast as it comes in, it goes out. And they really can't get a grasp on cash flow. Well, that's really all cash flow is: the flow of money into the business and the flow of the money out of the business. And what we have to have is more money coming in than going out, so that we have a positive cash flow. If more money is going out than coming in, then we have a negative cash flow, and that is crippling and causes lots of problems. We can't, though, have a positive cash flow if we're not tracking the flow of the money. So first, I want you to start tracking how much money is coming in daily and how much money is going out every day. Maybe when are the big bills hitting throughout the month? And then I want you to look at the flow of the money in, kind of those projected sales goals, and knowing when your big expenses are going out. And if you have too many big expenses all coming out at the beginning of the month or all on the same days, talk to your suppliers and vendors and move those expenses around to different days of the month so that not all your money is going out at once. You also could look ahead then and know that, hey, this rent bill is going to clear on this day, so I really need to run a promotion. or drive sales in advance to get that cash deposited into the business. By paying attention to the flow of money, it will help you put a priority on making money. That show until they say no, and evaluating your expenses. Is it really worth it to buy this thing? Or can I ask a supplier for a better price? Taking time to look at your money will help keep it front and center. And our Pet Boss Club members have a cash flow tracker to help you get a grasp on the flow of your money. It's really easy to use, and it's something that I implemented in my businesses when I needed to get all my finances in order. And it's something that I used in my business over and over again to help me gain control again of my cash flow. The last piece of money management is actually making decisions. So now that you have all your financial numbers available to you and easily accessible, you can review them and make some sound decisions. And I know that this can be really hard because sometimes it's make decisions we don't want to have to make, but numbers don't lie. And sometimes the numbers tell us a story that we don't like, and it can cause us some worry or anxiety. Sometimes the numbers represent a job well done. And no matter though what that story tells you, it is just a story. And you can make a direct impact on that story that you wanted to tell when you make a decision with this data. Decisions like, are you going to increase or decrease your payroll? Are you going to invest in some sales training? Do you need to cut back on some expenses or negotiate better pricing? Maybe you're ready to start to pay down some debt now. Or maybe the numbers tell you that you're ready to pay yourself even more. I sure hope that happens. So here are your next steps, because I know you're wondering, what do I do from here, Candace? First, you must dedicate time. Each week, block 2 hours for your money management. My advice is to schedule it on a Sunday, Monday, or a Wednesday. Here's why. I love Sundays because they're slow, quiet days so that you can likely power through more without interruptions. And Mondays, they're just a motivational day, so you can even theme them Money Mondays and carve out time every single week on Mondays. Or if your weeks are really more front-loaded with your workload and you find more office time becomes available by Wednesday, and this is a great day too because it still gives you plenty of time to reach out to different people that you might need to hear back from or make decisions on. Plus, you can theme that Wealthy Wednesdays. Can you tell I love a good theme? Second is I want you to start a list of all your expenses and know what day that they hit during the month and they go out of your bank account. I want you to include your pay in this amount. And if you're a Pet Boss Club member, we have all kinds of spreadsheets and tools for you to tap into. Third, I want you to know how much you have to make to pay your bills. Start making sales goals based off of those expenses plus 20%. If you can get more, awesome, but let's start there. And if you have sales history to look back at from the previous year, then I want you to add about 10 or 15%. I want you to post your monthly sales goals, your weekly sales goals, the daily sales goals, somewhere where you can see them. I want you to bring them front and center for you and your team. And then lastly, every single week, I want you to start tracking the flow of your money. How much money came in? How much money is going out? How much money should you transfer into a sales tax? How much money should you move to your business savings account? How much money are you going to put towards paying down debt? During this focused time of you working on this, you're going to prepare for the following week's expenses by reviewing the sales goals you've set and then motivating yourself to sell your heart out. So using just these money management tips will help you gain financial control and financial freedom for your pet business. And if you want more advice like this to reach all of your business goals, then subscribe to this YouTube channel. And check out this video right here, which is all about how to become more profitable, or this one here instead because YouTube thinks that you're going to like it. And if you have any questions, of course, just leave your comments down below. We would love to hear from you and help you. I'll see you in the next video.